16th October every year is marked World Food Day. The day is marked widely by many organizations concerned about hunger and food security, and that's including the World Food Programme, World Health Organization, and International Fund for Agricultural Development. Projections suggest that 670 million people, which is 8% of the world's population, will still be facing hunger in 2030. And that's the same number as when its 2030 agenda was launched in 2015. I have joining me to discuss this Livelihood Senior Program Coordinator, Christian Aid Nigeria, Danladi Mamza, who joins us from Maiduguri. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 1. Isn't it shocking or disturbing, really, that about 670 million people, 8% of the world's population, are facing hunger and might still face it by 2030, just the same way it has been since 2015 when the SDGs were actually adopted. Why is this so, and how worried are you about this development?
All right, thank you for such an opportunity. Actually, yes, it's highly worrisome looking at where we are in 2023 and with this number of people that are still facing a food shortage, or people that are still in hunger, while when we still have enough food in the world. But there are a lot of factors that leads to, or that is leading to where we are as of today, that this number of people are still going without food in the world.
Mm. And the theme for this year's celebration is actually profound. Water is life, water is food, leave no one behind. How do we ensure that no one and nothing is left behind? Because, of course, the aquatic bodies are also dependent on this water.
Yes, so to ensure that we left no one behind is to make sure that, the food itself, without water, there is no food. So there are climatic conditions that leads to where we are as of today. That's why today we are talking about water is life, and we also say water is food. So the first thing that needs to be addressed is the issue of water. Once we address the issue of water, then we can talk about the issue of food, because once there's availability of water, then we can have dry season farming. We can do irrigation where we can get food all year round. We don't need to wait for the rainy season before we say we'll be farming, you understand? But once there's no water availability, then there's food shortage entirely, because you cannot do dry season farming, you cannot do irrigation, which most of the foods we consume today comes as a result of irrigation and also farming during the lean season or the dry season.
Mm. And it's one thing to have water, and it's another thing for that water to be clean enough for consumption. For people to drink. We've spoken about man's activities, waste disposal, and some of those actions and inactions of humans that actually predispose us to, the dangers of consuming dirty water and all of that. So talk to us about what we as individuals can do to help the situation.
All right. So as individual, we need to, first of all, make usage of all availability of water, be it good or bad. The bad water, meaning the water that we use in our various homes, we can use that to get a little vegetables in our house and be pouring this water as to be like a backyard garden that we'll be using. Then for us to get a good water to consume also, we also need to use water purifiers in our various homes, especially in the context of where we are operating currently for us in northern Nigeria, where water is a serious issue. So we need to use some water purifiers that are medically certified for us to be able to make use of these waters. And then for waters that we use daily, like the ones we use, wash pot, do ablution and other things, then such waters, we can use them to also grow our vegetables and do other things in our household that can also help us. We can recycle the water. We can also harvest water that we'll use, harvest water, especially during the rainy season, that we'll use during the dry season, especially in terms of household vegetable farming, in terms of household little things that we can do within our household, and sometimes
Absolutely.
even in terms for consumption within our own house. We can also make use of this water when we purify it using the necessary purifiers that we have.
Absolutely, Mr. Mamza. And you know what? I'm just hopeful that by the time it's 16th October next year, we'll have a different story and a more positive one at that. I must sincerely appreciate you for talking to us on TVC News at 1. Senior Program Coordinator, Christian Aid Nigeria, Danladi Mamza, thank you for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome.